Thank you. Two deer hunters hired a pilot to take them way back in the forest of Canada. After the hunt, the pilot returned and saw that they had shot 6 deer. The plane won't carry 6 deer. You'll have to leave 2 of them behind, said the pilot, trying to be friendly. Unwilling to leave their dead deer, the hunter said, "We got 6 deer last year in the plane." The pilot there gave in, and just 5 minutes after takeoff, the plane crashed into the forest. Oh, wait a minute, I messed up there. He convinced the pilot to take them, so they put all 6 deer in the plane, even though the pilot didn't want to. And just 5 minutes after takeoff, the plane crashed in the forest. Luckily, everybody was alive, and one of the hunters said, "Any idea where we are?" The second hunter said, "Yeah, right about where the plane went down last year." I kind of messed that up, but you got the idea.
Yeah. Obviously, it was a different pilot.
Different pilot, yeah.
Yeah.
How to share your location on your iPhone.
Say that again.
How to share your location on your phone
Yeah.
is the tip of the day. So you should, as we all are probably seniors, share our location with our relative, son, daughter, granddaughter, friend, so that if something happens and you're out of contact for a while, and they can see where your phone is. And hopefully you have your phone with you. This is accomplished by using the Find My app. So if I share my screen, I'll show you what I mean. Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Somebody needs to turn her mic off, though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make an adjustment here. Is there a, on the shared screen, am I still sharing my screen or not? No, I'm not.
No,
No, you're not.
No. Is that screen pretty clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is there any text on the screen interfering with the screen?
No.
No?
no.
Now, not anything in the upper right-hand corner of that screen?
No.
No.
Okay.
Looks the same as it normally does.
Okay, that's good. If we don't know where your Find My app is, what you can do And we'll do this on the phone. Okay. If you don't know where the Find My app is, you can put your finger, well, you can put your finger on the bottom of the screen, move up halfway and stop. I'm sorry. Put your finger on the screen in the middle and pull down. And it says suggested apps at the top. Everybody able to do that? And the way I got to there is I put my finger in the middle of the screen and I pulled down. Like so, flick it down. It says search and you type in F-I-N-D and it comes up with Find My. Okay?
Hmm.
So go ahead and you tap that. And it should show you where you are. And where some of your devices are as well.
Oh, I can't get my screen to do anything when I tap in the middle of it.
You don't tap, Peter. You put your finger there and pull down. So you don't tap.
Still nothing.
Got it?
Do you pull down from the very top or from a corner?
No, from the middle of the screen.
From the middle of the screen. Okay.
You put your finger in the middle of the screen
It worked this
And
time.
and then pull down and you get what's called Spotlight Search to come up.
Nope.
And then you can tap or type in the search area in the middle of the screen there, type in F-I-N-D, and it should show you the Find My app.
Bill, question, something I did, I turned the light on my iPhone, turned it way down so I can barely see it, so I don't know what I typed.
Okay, let me let some more people in here. Hold on.
Hmm.
In order to turn up the brightness on your screen, if that's a problem, you put your finger on the top right-hand corner and pull down, and you get something called the control center.
Okay, I'm there.
On the control center, there's this icon.
Oh, no wonder. Okay. My icon is very dark.
And then you can change the brightness on your device by moving that up and down, where I'm doing it on my device.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
All right.
And then to get rid of that, you put your finger on the bottom and flick up and you're back to the previous screen. Okay. So I'm going to tap Find My.
When I do that, I get Siri suggestions.
That's where we want to be.
Hmm.
And then you type in Find My. Finger in the middle, pull down. There's Find My.
On my iPhone.
On your iPhone, you type, okay, what did I miss here? It says Siri suggestions, right? And if you
Yes.
type in F-I-N-D in the text area, it should find that particular app.
It's at the very top of the page.
Wherever the blank is, Leah.
Yeah. Find My.
Bill, it identifies me as in the gym on the next block.
That's I'm not going there why it's off, but it's close enough for what we're doing. Okay, so I typed it and it says all my devices are right there. I have many devices, right? I have AirPods and I have a different phone. I have 2 phones and a watch and an iPad. And they appear to be all at the same place. I wonder why.
No, no, no. Something.
Now, once you're there, what we're trying to do, remember, is we're trying to let other people know where we are or where your phone is, right? So mine says people, mine says devices. At the bottom, it says people, devices, items, and me.
Mine.
Tap where it says people. So I'm tapping where it says people. And I want to add somebody. So I tap the plus sign, right? And it says share my location. So we tap that. And then we pick the person we would like to inform where we are. So if I want to let my wife know where I am, there's her name in contacts. I'm going to tap that. All right. And I tap send.
Share for 1 hour. Oh,
And I can share for 1 hour, share until end of day, and share indefinitely. So
huh.
I'm going to share indefinitely. Okay. Get the idea?
What does ones in gray mean? Why is some gray?
They don't have iPhones.
Oh. So we can't share our location with them then.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, Bill? So what do they get on their phone? What do they have to go to? Maps or something? Or how do they find where you are?
I'm trying to figure out how to show you that.
There's a map behind there.
So how do you find somebody once you told them that? Right? Now on mine, you see there, it says, Pat Crow can see my location, Young Nam Kim can see my location. That's my daughter-in-law and my wife. Right? The way they can find your location is they go to Find My. They tap people and they identify that one. Now, I don't think anybody's sharing it with me. Okay.
Bill,
Honey.
somehow I got back to the beginning, meaning the second page. Where did you go from the second page? The one that
No, I don't either.
is not
because
playing?
I think maybe she didn't call me back and she doesn't have it, but I don't
Does
know.
that.
You know how he gets things so screwed up. Okay, I'll call you back. It'll be noon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Once you've shared your location, if you want to see, you would go back to the Find My application. So I'm on my home screen, right? I think I better talk about that for a little while. there are two ways to find an application on your phone. Find My is one of the applications. One is to use the technique I just told you, and that is put your mouse pointer, put your finger here and pull down, and then type in the name of the app you're looking for. Now, the ones you frequently use would be listed here, but you tap search and you put in the name of the application you're looking for. So that's the technique I just told you. The other way is to search for it, see if you can find it on one of your home screens. And for me, that would be a chore because I have 300 apps. So I want the phone to do some work for me. So what I will do is I'm on my home screen right now, and I shift to the next home screen by putting my finger on the screen and going from right to left. I do it again, and that's the 3 home screens I have. If I do the right to left action one more time, it comes up with something called the app library. The advantage of using the app library is I can do a search for it there. I can also see the apps in alphabetic order, so I can do a lot of different things. You with me so far? So if I tap, it says app library at the top, and I tap there, here's all the apps in alphabetic order. And if I go down to the Fs, oops, went by the Fs. There's Find My. If I didn't want to do all that scrolling, I could have tapped where it says App Library at the top. I could have tapped there and typed in FIND and would have found all the apps that have FIND to do with them. I'm not sure. Oh, Tile is a find also. Okay.
What does the other person see? How do they,
No, I'm not talking about the app right now.
oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
just talking about how you find an app.
Okay, thank you, sorry.
Now, once we found an app, let's open Find Me. When they open Find My and they go to, I think it's and they tap people in the lower right-hand side, it would say, now I don't have anybody that is sharing their device with me, but it would say, for example, just a minute. It's all done, Ann. They would share with me their location, and their name would appear here on this list where it says people. And it would say probably something like, you can see their location. Is that making sense to everybody?
Up,
All right?
Hey, Bill,
Yes, sir.
I don't have the people on mine.
It doesn't say people down here in the left-hand
No.
side?
No,
Does not?
no, I don't see it. No,
And you have the Find My application open.
yes,
That's a new one. Does it have devices down at the bottom, Jim?
no. On mine, when I open it up, I open Find My, and I've got At Home, James McIntyre iPhone, and James McIntyre iPad. Those
That's
are-
devices, right?
Yes,
On the bottom of the screen,
No,
are
I
there
don't-
4 different icons down there?
I don't have that. No, I don't have any of those.
Say again?
I don't have any of those at the bottom.
I'm trying to figure out why that happened.
I don't have people.
Oh, okay. Does it say at home or something like that? Is there an X?
It says at home, yes.
Look at the screen. Is there an X right there?
Yes,
Tap the X. Now you'll have those four things
yes,
at the
yes,
bottom.
yes, you're right, I do, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not sure that this is the time for it, but tell me otherwise. I've gotten to the screen that it says share my location. I have my daughter listed there, but it says 2. So what does why do I have 2, and should I connect with the plus?
Did you tap share my location?
Yes,
And then you added your daughter's name?
the screen that came up, it had her name and it also had 2, as if I'm sending her a text or something.
It says 2 at the top.
Yes,
I think she gets a message. So if I wanted to share mine with Jim McIntyre, I would tap Jim McIntyre. And
Okay.
his name would be at the top, and now I would tap the plus sign to add him.
Okay, so, and I'm sending her a message at the same time, is that correct?
Well, you tap send right there at the top, I guess, not the plus. Plus would add another person. Yeah, if you tap send, it sends her a notification that you are sharing it with her.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Are you going to tell us how to add a name to it?
I just thought I did. To add a name, you tap the plus sign. That makes sense? So you want to add a person, so you tap the plus sign. And you want to share your location, so you tap share my location. And then you, when the list shows up, so if I want to share it with Ann Ross, who has just joined us, I would tap Ann Ross, and then I would send it to her. Boom. Do I want to share for an hour, share until the end of the day, or share indefinitely? So I'm going to share my location with Ann for an hour. And maybe is she with us, Ann?
Well, I wish I were, but I've got share my location on settings, right? And I've turned it on, and I've got one friend. So
Who's that?
so it's Wendy. So
That's good.
yeah. So where do I go from here? Because I'm not following with you.
Okay, you should go to find my application.
At the top, it says find my William Crow started sharing location with you.
Okay, hold on a sec, please. I just sent you I don't know if it was a message or an email.
And they want to know if I share for 1 hour until the end of the day or
Oh,
indefinitely.
that's your sharing. You're sharing it.
Well, it says
No,
Bill
I should-
started sharing location with you. Do you want to share yours?
Oh, so I'm sharing mine with you already.
Yes.
You don't have to, Ann. So
No,
you
I'll share
have,
for one. How about if I share for 1 hour? That means it will come through.
yep, go ahead. Tap share for 1 hour.
Okay, I did. And I
Now there
see,
you are. See on the screen?
I
you know where
see
you-
my location. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
That worked pretty cool. So that's where Ann is. The advantage here, if Ann, something happens and she's on the road, she doesn't even have to tell me where she is when she's in trouble. I can see where she is. Okay,
So now for 1 hour, you can find out where I am. How exciting,
Yes.
Bill.
oh, yeah,
Well, what does it, if originally, or it located me a block away in Equinox Gym, how is good, what good is that going to do if I'm not there and to find me?
I'm not sure why it's a block away.
Okay,
Okay, it could be because of where your Wi-Fi network is and how you're hooked in.
okay. All right.
Okay,
I guess it's the neighborhood.
and it could be, it could be a lot of things.
All right.
You're on the X floor, so it's not quite getting it
trying
right.
to- I'm trying to add a person. I've got the name that I want to be on there and a plus sign beside it. But when I hit the plus side, it doesn't put it in there.
Hold on, you tap plus, right? And then did you tap share location? I'm in the Find My application. I tap people at the bottom. And then we tap the plus sign. Are you there, Leah?
Okay, I'm back at the picture that shows me where I am and the people.
So you tap people, right?
Yes,
See the plus sign beside the word people?
yes, plus,
Tap that,
okay,
then tap share location.
okay,
And there's the list of people you can share it with.
okay.
You select one of those and it says you want to share it immediate, all the time for 5 minutes or whatever.
Doesn't say anything. It just says cancel or send. And a plus sign beside the name.
This
When I
what?
tap it, and when I tap the name, it puts them up beside the word to, and there's a plus sign in the circle.
You tap send at the top.
Okay. And hit send indefinitely. Ah, got it.
Okay,
Bill.
Hey, Bill, I
Yes.
just share something. We were in Houston last weekend visiting with the kids and grandkids. And all the kids, the grandkids had graduation parties, all different days and different times and everything. And the mom was able to always figure out, like she was like at 10 o'clock at night, she would say like, Jack's on his way home, Judd is still at the party. And, they have this set up on their phone, and I had no idea how she was doing it. And like if one of the kids went to the store, she would say, oh, so-and-so is home on his way home from the store. It was such a neat feature for them to be having. And again, I had no idea how she was doing it, but that's how, as a mom, you're able to figure out, when your kids are driving and all over the place where they are. So it was a really good feature.
Couple of things there. A lot of kids don't like that. And it's only where your phone is, not where you are necessarily.
Oh, so there's a workaround. Okay.
They can leave their
Luckily,
phone.
luckily, these are good kids and they don't.
I'm glad to hear that. There are still some of those around, are there?
Yes.
Bill. Bill,
Go ahead.
I did everything. I hit send, my person showed up, but under it, it says no location found.
Right. Which means their phone's off. Probably.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
I don't want to contact.
Okay. That was a valuable one for everybody, I think.
when it works. I got the last person on. Now I can't even get back to my phone, my place.
That's okay. You can sweep up to get rid of the app. Remember the
Okay,
line at the bottom or the home button, right? But
Okay,
the line at the
I'm
bottom there.
I'm
can
looking at
click
the
up.
app on the screen, on the home screen.
Say again?
I'm looking at
How do
the
you-
app on the home screen. When I
Okay,
tap it, I get all the information about the last person I added, but not my Find My.
so tap one of the icons at the bottom. Devices, people, items.
Doesn't have. Mm-mm. It's like I'm going to make a telephone call to him. Happens to be my son. When it's on just a regular page that you,
Right, that's okay.
so how do I get it onto the phone on my app? On Find My.
You
I did have it on there. Now I can't find it.
have to go back to the Find My app. You know, one other feature, right, is how do you determine which apps are running? I'm looking at my phone right now. How can I tell which apps are running? No? Okay. If you put your finger, if you have a home button, you tap the home button twice quickly. If you don't have a home button, see the line at the bottom of the screen? You put your finger there and you pull up and stop in the middle. And this is what I messed up, told you about this earlier. Put my finger at the bottom here and pull up and stop in the middle. And it lists all the apps that are running. Let me do that again, but I'll try to do it with the mouse. Put my finger here at the bottom and pull up and stop in the middle and lift my finger. And these are all the apps that are running. Okay. And the way in which you can stop a particular app. So there's Find My. I don't need Find My running anymore. I'll put my finger here and flick up. I do it correctly. Whoop, there it goes. And I flick up. If I don't go straight up, it won't go away. There we go. Getting good at it now. One more. There we go. Okay. So I want to, any other questions on that? I want to
Yes,
switch
I have
gears.
one.
Go ahead.
I have three names on there. Two of them give me where they are, where they're living,
No, that's where their phone is.
where their phone is. The other one just says can see your location. That's the
So
one
you-
the last one. And
That's the one you added. They've
Yes.
added them. They've added it so that you can see their location. So for example, I'm going to go back to Find My. And I tap people. It tells me where Ann Ross is. Oh, now I can't see her anymore. Now it says where she is now. And Patty Crow can see my location and Young Nam Kim can see my location. Okay.
I'm only 5 miles away.
Well, that's amazing. I think you're more than 5 miles away. Maybe not. It takes longer than 5 minutes to get there.
Probably
Okay.
line of sight, not driving.
It must be. All right, I'm going to switch gears, everybody. The topic for today is your technology and your health. Let me go to the beginning of this. Okay. And a couple of the things now, we're not going to get through this whole outline today. But we're going to talk about emergency information. And just make sure your emergency information is set up correctly. The reason you want to do that is there are techniques that the EMTs can use if you have your phone with you to see your emergency information. So if you've fallen and hit your head and are passed out, they can actually look at that information and get your allergies, your medications, people to contact, your blood type, etc. So we'll show you how to do that. We already talked about Find Me. So that one's a good one we just started with, right? And then we'll talk about the health application and all the information that can be available to you there. And then we'll talk about activities and other applications as far as your health is concerned, okay? So let's check to see what your emergency information is. Now I'm going to go through this and then I'm going to go through it verbally, then I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to do it with you. So don't worry about doing it right now. Fair enough? So on your phone, what you would do is open the health app, tap your picture at the top right of that health app, tap Get Started or Edit, depending on how far you've put the information in already. And then below Emergency Contact, tap Add Emergency Contact, and then Add Contacts. You with me? So let's do that together. Okay, and let's see if I can switch screens here. Okay, so let's do this all on your phones. If you don't have a phone, you can do it on your iPad as well, right? So we want to open the health app. Health app looks like this. So again, I'm going to describe it to you, and then I'll go back and go through it. So I'm going to open the health app. Tap my picture or the icon that's in the upper right-hand corner. Tap Medical ID. And then tap Edit. Now I can start putting in all this information. Okay. So now I'm going to tap Done. And get this out of the way. So now we're back to the home screen. Can you find the health app? There are two techniques if it's not on your home screen. It looks like the heart with a white background. One of the technique was you put your finger in the middle, pull down, and you type in health. If you don't have it, And I think you can delete it. Let me check. Yes, you can delete it. So you may have deleted it. If you've deleted it, you have to go to the App Store. And type and go to search and type in health. And it looks like it says Apple Health. And that's the one you get. So I'm going to open the health app. Tap your picture in the upper right-hand corner. If it's not your picture there, will be shortly. If it just has an icon of a silhouette of a person, go ahead and tap that.
Okay, now you can hear us still.
And then tap medical ID. And then tap edit. Now, it's a really good idea when you have it there to go ahead and set up your picture. So if you tap edit below the little silhouette there, you can either choose a picture of yourself or take a photo. Let's take a photo. And we say, okay. Okay. And there's my picture. Right. And I'll try to center it here. And I'll take that picture. Oh, didn't quite get it. Whoa, I didn't like that picture. So I'm going to retake. All right.
Bill, if I went to find one that I found a picture of me, but it has somebody else in the picture, how can I use just me? How do I do that?
You don't.
Oh, really? I'm sure you can.
No, not unless you edit the picture.
Well,
That's
how do I
that's
get a
one of the
circle
different-
around one of the faces?
Pardon me? Yeah,
Do
you
you
can
have
put the
a cir-
circle around
yeah.
one of the faces.
How,
Try
yeah,
that
how do you do that?
way. Do it this way. Do it the way I'm suggesting.
Well, I can't find a picture of just me.
Upright.
Oh, retake. Instead of that, you tap edit and you tap take a picture, take a photo. And you hold the camera out and you take the picture. Okay.
How far did I have to go back to get back to that? Profile?
No.
Go back to medical ID?
Your own medical ID, right?
Yes. And it says, yeah, I'm on medical ID, but what do I click after that?
You tap edit. And then you tap where the picture is. It says edit under the picture.
Mine says add photo.
Go ahead, tap add photo. And it doesn't give you an option to take the picture.
Yes.
Take a photo.
That's complicated. They need access to my camera.
Yes, just saying yes. That one is part of Apple's security. You have to give permission to apps to access the camera. And your photos.
Oh,
Okay. Those of you who already have the photo there, start filling in the medical conditions.
Bill, I
Any
have a
note-
question.
Go ahead.
As I scroll down and I have phone numbers for my husband and my kids, my husband's phone number is incorrect because he has a new phone. So when I hit edit,
You have to change. You can pull your spouse and put it back in again. Do you have the right contact information? In other words, is the contact for your husband, do you have the right phone number?
yes, I do.
It's
So I did
correct.
delete him and put him
Nope.
back in?
Yeah, I would try that
Yeah,
first.
because otherwise it just deletes them and doesn't let me change the phone number. So,
I
okay.
know. So I've got a list of the people there to be contacted.
Bill,
Go
when
ahead.
I, when I go to health details and try to set things like sex, date of birth, blood type, when I hit that, I just get something that says apps allowed to read data. None. I don't know what to do with that.
So you're someplace I haven't taken you yet.
Well, I got there by going to first my picture and then medical IDs or something. Health details.
My screen says medical ID at the top,
Medical ID.
right?
Oh, I got that. Okay. Yeah.
And we tapped edit.
Yeah. I have things on that. It's the other screen that I don't have anything.
Don't go to that one yet.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. But I only get to like emergency access and then there's nothing after that.
Where does it say emergency access? Doesn't say it on mine.
My, under medical ID, it has information about me and then emergency contacts and then emergency access. That's all I get under medical ID.
I'm not going there. I tapped edit at the top right.
Okay. Ah, got it.
Good.
Thank you.
Mhm. And when you filled all of that in, and hopefully most of you have that one filled in now, you go ahead and tap done.
Ends with emergency contacts.
I put in emergency contacts, yes.
The last thing that you have on the list, that is on the list, right?
Well,
Last
there's
thing you need to
emergency
fill.
access. Go ahead and turn emergency access, you turn it on. And share during emergency call, you turn that on as well.
there's emergency contacts and then it has someone's name by it.
Wish.
And that's a red line. A red circle with a white line in it. Then there's the add emergency contact. Is that a duplicate of what you just added?
No, the red line says, do you want to delete this one? And you probably don't, so don't touch it. You wanted to add additional people, you could tap the plus.
Okay. Something has been put in, and this was apparently done a while back. Where it is, the red line, the white line on the red square circle comes up.
That's right.
Changes.
Whenever you have that kind of thing on any kind of a list, that says this action, if you tap their action buttons, and if you tap the action button, it will do what the action button indicates. In this case, it's remove that one. So if I wanted to remove my spouse, I would hit the minus sign, boom, and delete. So now my spouse is no longer on that list. If I wanted to add her back in, I would tap the plus sign. And I would tap her name up here. And what do I want to do? Phone number, I would give it this phone number. And then I would say it's my spouse. So now it's added back in. So anytime you see a list that Apple is allowing you to edit, the minus sign on it, it says remove it. And then there's usually a list that says add, and that would add someone.
Bill, I don't get that. I don't get the plus and minus. I'm on profile, medical ID, and edit across.
Are you in edit mode, dear?
I'm in edit mode, yeah.
No, you're not in
Well,
edit
it
mode. I can
says-
go down there and look at that list. Here's the list I have.
Okay, me too.
If I tap edit up here, it changes, and now I can edit that list.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. And then we tap done. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Where's done?
Okay. Done is the upper right-hand corner.
Mhm.
Okay. If you have to make an emergency call with your device, you've fallen and you want to do something on your iPhone, now don't do it right now.
Mhm.
This is called setting it up. You would go to settings, tap emergency SOS, and then tap call with 5 presses. To use it, you press the side button 5 times. So I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to go to settings. Now you're not doing it yet, right?
Right.
So I'm going to go to settings. In the settings menu on your phone, there's something called emergency SOS, and you're just watching the screen, not trying to do it right now. See where it says emergency SOS on my screen? I tap it. And I make sure it says call with 5 button pushes, right? Looks like there's 3 or 4 ways to do this. There's 3, right? If I press and hold the volume button and the side button. So I'm going to do that on my phone. You can't see it, but I'm doing it. Let's see. Press both those buttons and see what happens. Ooh, you can't see it. That's okay. It happened. And it dropped from the screen. All right. All right. Be sure you have a press call with 5 button presses. Okay. There's listed your emergency contacts. And again, you could modify those from this screen as well. So let's go back. I'm on my phone. Now you do it with me, right? We go to settings. I'm on my home screen. I'm going to go to settings. I go to scroll down the settings menu to where you see emergency SOS. It's above the Apple Store and below General. And we tap that. And just make sure that call with 5 button presses is turned on. And if you press the side button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again, you can't see it, but be sure you stop it because it's going to make an emergency call in like 6 seconds. So tap stop.
Do you have to press both of the buttons at the same
There's
time?
2 ways to, Leah, there's 2 ways to do it. One is the side button and the volume down button. You press and hold them. I don't want anybody, and it's going to come up and say, I'm going to call an emergency. So do it quickly and then turn it off. The other way, and the EMTs use it, is they tap the side button quickly. That's the power button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will come up. Okay. I did this in.
Could you
was
repeat that,
demonstrated-
Bill?
Pardon me?
Could you repeat what you just said about the side? Only hit the side button?
If you hit the side button quickly 5 times, whether the phone is locked or not, it will come up and give the emergency information, among other things.
Okay, so you just hit that one button. It's the only one you have to worry about.
To get the emergency information. That's what the EMTs use.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get an SOS call, I recommend you hold the side button and the volume down button. With one hand, you can do it. Just put
Okay.
cup the phone on your hand, and with the thumb hitting the power button and one of your fingers hitting the volume down, and just press them and hold them.
You can use either down or up volume, right?
Down volume. I'm
Only
not sure.
down?
I'm not sure, Ann, so that's why I say press the down. I know the down works.
My instructions says either up or down works.
Okay. Thanks, Will.
Bill, are you saying also to have both the call with hold and release and call with 5 button presses on both of them?
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's what the EMTs will use if you're unconscious, that's what the EMTs will use to get your vitals, all the information you put in there, like contacts, blood type, allergies, medications. That's what they'll use. And the reason it's important you put your picture there, because they'll look at the picture and say, this isn't her phone or his phone, if the picture isn't correct.
So Bill, does that call, when it says emergency contact, does that call 911?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Well, the 5 pushes does make emergency call.
Why is it necessary to have call, withhold, and release on as well?
I'm not sure what you're asking me, Ann.
Well, on the emergency SOS where you've turned on call with 5
You
button
only hold the
presses.
side and the volume button.
Yes, but the one
The
on
one
top of that.
Right, the
Call,
one, the reason
withhold, and
why
release.
5 buttons is so you can do that when the phone is locked and the EMTs can access your information.
No, my question is, you want us to also turn on call, withhold, and release?
Sure.
Well, isn't that maybe a problem, because you might do that to get Siri?
Not both those buttons.
No, I'm talking about the one that's
If
above.
you continuously hold the side button and the volume button, that's the power button and the volume button concurrently.
It's gonna sound like a really stupid question, but which one is on the left is the power button and which one, I know where the power button is, but which is the volume button that you're talking about?
It's on the other side of the phone. There's 2 buttons. One's
Yeah.
volume down, one's volume up. The
Both
volume down,
volume buttons.
the volume down one button is the one closest to bottom.
Okay. Obviously, nobody ever told.
That's why we do these classes.
Just one more time, Bill. I notice you have both of them on, call, withhold, and release, call with 5 button presses.
Yes,
Is it really important to have call, withhold, and release
yes.
on?
Hey, Bill, I have an older phone and I don't have all those choices.
It could be, I'm not sure.
I only have
Yeah,
call with 5 presses.
okay. The call, withhold, and release doesn't require you to do anything else to get emergency services. The 5 button plus gives you your emergency information and you have to do another action. I believe, let me try it. Nope, that one does the same thing. Okay.
Bill, using either one of those methods, does it call 911 or just your emergency contacts?
I think it calls 911. I did it in a class one time and it called 911. And I said, I was just demonstrating this for the class. The 911 operator kept me on the line a little longer to make sure I wasn't being held under duress.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it says under call with 5 button presses, iPhone will call emergency services. So it says so right on there. on
I
both. of
know.
them.
So Anne, you may have a point there. I gotta check something. And you do. So everybody, would you go back to that? We're an emergency SOS.
You've lost your mirroring.
Yeah, I know. So I'm on emergency SOS. What I'd like you to do, and what I thought it was doing, and it's not, you turn on, hold both. You turn off the 5 presses. And I'll explain why later. Again, call and hold, call with hold and release. That's the side button, the power button, and the volume button. Call with 5 presses is turned off. The reason for that, and if you now go back to your home screen and you push the button 5 times, it will come up with your emergency contact information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I lose the screen, but it comes up and it says medical ID information or emergency call. And you have to push that button rapidly.
Bill, are we supposed to push it?
Yeah, push it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As quickly as you can. And hopefully it'll come up and say contact information, emergency SOS, and power down.
I didn't get that. Could you try again? Call with 5 button passes.
Mine says slide to power off, medical
That's the
ID,
top one.
emergency call, swipe to
There
call
you go.
emergency
And how
services.
about contacts? How about contact or emergency information?
It says emergency call, it says medical ID, and then on top it says slide to power off.
Perfect, Ann, you got there.
Ah,
The
good,
medical-
okay.
The medical ID thing, it gives the EMT all your information that you just filled in. So even though your phone is locked, the EMT is able to access that information.
So to reiterate, we're not going to use the 5 button presses, but you do use the 5 button presses to come to this part of the,
Yeah.
come to this.
So if you had turned that on, it would have automatically just went to emergency call. By turning it off, it comes to the screen that Ann just mentioned where you could power down your device. You can see your medical information, or you can make an emergency call. Is that okay, Ann?
Now I understand it. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you for correcting me.
Why does it keep taking a picture?
You're pressing and releasing them too quickly. That will take a picture. Push the power button, the power down, and the volume down button quickly. It will take a picture of your screen. Ah. I'm sorry, it's the volume up button. Will take a picture of your screen. So you're hitting the volume up button, Leah.
Oh, I have another question, Bill. This is
Go ahead.
really important.
I understand.
I hit slide to power off. And so I slid to, and it powered off all right, and I can't get it back on.
All right, we've turned off our phone. You powered it down, which is great. How do you turn it back on? You press and hold the power button until the apple appears on the screen. And it takes sometimes longer than expected for that to happen. So go ahead and try that.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I'm glad you did that. You just house cleaned your phone.
Bill, this is Joan. I have a question. I have on my emergency SOS call with 5 button presses not chosen. And
Correct.
I've gone to my home screen and I tried the 5 button press on the home button.
Power button.
Power button. That's why I'm not getting my emergency to come up. Okay, thanks.
I'll try it and make sure it works.
Power.
By the way, we're probably doing one of the most important things you can do on your phone,
Right.
as
This
far
is
as your health is concerned.
yep, it comes up. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Wonderful.
Bill, I don't know, can you hear me?
Sure.
This is Louise, and I'm pushing the side button, and I've held it and held it and held it. That did not shut down my phone.
And the side, you have to press the side button and the power down or the volume down. Let me make sure.
No, that calls emergency services.
Oh, watch, when you do that,
You said
It-
push the power button and hold it for a long time, and it will
not,
shut me down. And that's not working.
yeah, all right. Just a minute. All right, let me go to settings. I'm in settings and emergency SOS. Is where I am right now.
Okay.
And I have call with hold and release. Turned on, and call with 5 button press turned off. So far, so good.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to go back to the home screen. And I'm going to press and hold the power button and the volume down button. And unfortunately, you can't see it on the phone. But when I do that, I come up with a screen, and I'll show you what it looks like with my iPad. And get it to focus. There we go. See, there's my iPad. It says slide to power off, medical ID and SOS.
Say again how you got to that.
I press and held the power button and the volume down button. Now, Ann inadvertently slid to power it off. The EMTs will slide the medical ID. And you can call SOS by sliding the SOS emergency, right?
Bill, just to reiterate here, I have just done it and pressed 5 times just the side button, and it works the same way.
What do you mean the same way?
I didn't have to press the on, the other side.
The power button.
Right, the power button is the only one that I pressed 5 times, and it went to that screen.
Correct. Correct.
So you don't have to do both sides. It's kind of a coordination issue here.
If I press and hold both, I went there as well. Okay. That's supposed to make an emergency call, but it's not working that way. Okay, fine, that works.
So Bill, I have a question. So all the stuff that we're doing to call emergency contact or call 911, does that mean that if we take our regular dial pad that we normally call anybody and we dial 911, does that not work? Or if it does,
That
why would
works.
we just do that?
That works.
Isn't that easier than trying to remember the press and hold and or the 5 times and all that stuff? Isn't that easier to do?
Yes. In some cases, it may be easier.
To me, it almost sounds like if a person was in an emergency situation or being threatened or something, it would be so much easier just to dial 911 than to try to remember all this 5 presses or double holds or all these things we're learning.
The only reason I can think of would be you don't have to look at your phone at all to be able to get to emergency. If you press and hold, if you continuously hold the side button and either the volume buttons, a countdown will begin and an alarm will sound. After the countdown, if you release the buttons, the phone will call emergency services. So you don't even need to see your phone. It could be in your pocket, your purse, and you just reached in and held those 2 buttons, right?
Okay, yep.
Think someone threw acid in your eyes.
Think that too, right? Or it's nighttime, you're out somewhere. Well, it should light up. But mine doesn't seem to be working quite right, so. All right. But as long as you can get to it and dial 911, that's great. but I should be able to. Oh. I like your idea of, I only need to do it once, right? One way. All right. Everybody have at least one way they're doing it.
Yes,
Yes? No?
yes.
Maybe?
Yes,
Okay. All right. I want to move now to the health app.
Oh, can I ask
Now
about a
that-
question about some,
Go ahead. Leah, did you have a question?
you're muted.
We lose you, Leah?
about that?
Pardon me?
Unmuted. Okay, yes. On my phone, I have two apps. Oh, shoot. Two apps. One that's been on there for a very long time that says healthy together. And it has health information in it. And then I just discovered today the one that you're talking about. That one doesn't look quite the same thing. It has a heart in it, but it also has a blue design on it. Looks like mountains. Both of them have information in them.
Yeah.
Could I delete the other one or should I keep them both? Or does it matter?
It sounds like you loaded a app some time ago and put in your information.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I wouldn't delete either of them.
I don't remember putting anything in the one that has the health app in it, but obviously it's got it in there and apparently I did. Or maybe not, the way things go. Okay, thank you. You answered my question.
There's an app on your device called the Health app.
It just says, one of them, the one that that you showed with just the heart on it, the white with the heart just says health.
That's
HEL.
right. That's the one we're going to talk about now
Yeah,
in much more detail. We used it to put in the information, right?
I don't remember putting anything in there, but it's got an awful lot of information in there.
Good.
Everything
The
we've been
health
talking about.
The health app that Apple has come up with is a hub for all your health activities. We use the hub to put in our information, our emergency contact and vitals.
Hmm.
It has much, much more in it. Okay. So I would like you to open it up. And we're probably looking at one like that, where it says done at the top, right? If it doesn't, you may be looking at one that looks like this, where it says profile, medical ID with a star on it. Yes?
No.
Mine says summary.
Oh, that's the one I want you on. And perfect. It should say summary at the top is where we want to get to. So you
Just says set up health details.
Okay. I don't want to set up health details right now. So at the top of mine, it says edit. I tap done there at the top, and then I hit the back arrow to go to profile, and then I tap done again. By the way, you can click health details there, but we're not going to do that right now. And it says summary, and it has summary of your activity. Okay. bunch of activity there. Blood oxygen level, ECG, if you have a watch, right? Exercise, heart rate. Now, a lot of those are only available to those of us who have a Apple Watch. The blood oxygen level, ECG, exercise minute, heart rate, etc. But then we come down here, walking speed when you went for a walk. Your weight's probably in there, right? Especially if you have a scale, a Bluetooth connected scale, it would give you your weight, right? Workouts, walking, goes on and on and on. And that's what I mean by it's a hub for all kinds of different activities. You with me so far?
Hey, Bill,
Go ahead.
may I ask a question? On mine, when I go there, at the very top, there's my name and there's a circle that just says MJ in it. And then the third line down is health details and the medical ID. So if I press medical ID, it shows my picture there. But under health details, it doesn't show a picture. It's just got the MJ there. How can I get the picture in that place too?
Go there. So it says health details on mine. If I tap edit,
Yes.
I don't know how come. I don't know why. I should be able to tap edit and put the information in. But it doesn't seem to allow me to change the picture. And your question is, why is that picture different than the other one?
Well, my picture is in the one, but not in the other. It's just got my
Right.
initials, MJ.
I know. I want to check something here. Interesting, interesting. I got to get creative in my thinking here. I'll bet if you go to medical ID instead of health details and do your picture again, tap edit and do your picture again. Let's see if that's the picture I have there. Jim, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's different in one place than the other.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know where you are. I got lost. I can't even find
That's
summary.
okay. I'm in summary again. I'm at the summary at the top. So keep clicking the things here at the top, Ann, so you're clear back to the home. We'll call it the home page for the activity app. Okay, so is everybody at summary page? Yes.
Summary, but different kinds of summaries. Oh, there it is. It's favorites.
Now, if I tap edit, here are all the different activities that it could be tracking. And you can tap the stars to add more. Now, a lot of this will depend on whether you have a watch or not. Apple Watch.
Or if you take your phone with you when you go places.
You can, but it won't contain things like heart rate
Okay. Well, at least,
or ECG. Okay. Let me do a deep dive into blood oxygen level. Now, I want to pick one that all of us have. I'm not sure who's going to have what. Walking speed. Does everybody have one called walking speed?
I have walking steadiness.
Okay, let's go to walking steadiness here.
how did you get,
How do I get these?
because you start,
I went to summary. Right? And I just start scrolling down in summary. I'll pick one that I have some information on. Right? I'm going to pick heart rate. And there's today's heart rate so far. So looks like when I got up this morning, I was doing something and I got up to about 100 and now it's down in the 70 to 80, 75, 78 range. I can do it hourly. I can do it weekly. I can do it for the month. Okay. We can scroll down and see heart rate data. The current heart rate is 69 beats per minute. The range is 158 or 58 to 116. Resting is 65 to 75. Get the idea? The nice thing about this app is it collects all that data automatically, depending on what devices you have. I happen to have a Bluetooth connected scale and an Apple Watch, and it's collecting all that information. If I take a walk, is there one for walking here somewhere?
There's one that says walking and running distance,
There you are. I didn't find that one on mine, but it could be on yours.
just above walking heart rate.
There's walking speed, steps. Oh, I bet I can get that one. So if I go to steps, depending on the application you use, for example, and I'll cover some of those applications in a little while. All right. There's my weight, and it shows me my weight over the month when I got on the scale. I haven't been on the scale recently. I better get on it. Okay. And that
You said
automatically,
you said you had a scale that had what on it? Bluetooth?
it's called Bluetooth technology, where I step on it and it automatically records it onto my phone. And as a result of it being on my phone, the health app picks it up. So a lot of this came into real focus when we got our Apple Watches that automatically fed it a lot more data. For example, on my Apple Watch, it collects the blood oxygen level. So here's what it's been over time. I'm about 95, 94, 95% right now. I look at today, it's 95%, 94%. And it did that automatically. I didn't have to do anything. It collected it.
Question. On my blood oxygen, it goes back to December of 22. What did I get rid of?
December 22nd, you mean?
It says December of 2022, blood oxygen level. And when I hit that, it only has that, it says December 9th through 15th.
You may have turned it off on your phone. I mean, on your watch.
On the watch.
Yeah, so there's the month for me.
If you want some of these things recorded and all you have is your phone, you have to take your phone with you everywhere you go.
Leah, I don't think so. I think the watch would, if you have a watch, it would automatically record it and then
Yeah, I can
give it to the
understand that
iPad.
with the, don't have the watch.
Okay, so you're not going to be able to get a lot of this. You can't get blood oxygen level because you don't have a device that records it.
But it
The
could
same as your
record, if I
heart rate.
take my phone with me, it would record the number of steps I take.
That's correct. Well,
So if
if
I
you
want
have
something
that,
recorded in that kind of
Just a minute.
recording, I have to have my
Just-
phone with me.
just a minute, depending on the app you're using. So let me show you, for example. I have an app on my phone for taking walks. It says, I think it's called Map My Walk. And I'll talk about those apps in a minute. Okay, Map My Walk comes up like this. I'm not interested. Okay. And it says start workout. And I push the button and it tracks not only how many steps I've taken, how long I've walked, the distance I've gone. It also shows me a map of where I have walked. That information, once it records it all, will be sent to the, or recorded in the health app. Okay, So it'll be at two places, one with Map My Walk from Under Armour and one with the health app. Does that make sense to everyone?
Mhm.
Remember I said the health app is your hub and it records the information. Do I click start my walk and all I need with me is my phone now. I don't need my watch. Now I can do the same thing with my watch and it will do the same collection because I have the Map My Walk app on my watch as well.
Okay, so you really don't need to take your phone. You can just keep your watch and that'll record.
That's correct. It'll record it. And then when you get the phone close enough, it will send the information to the phone. Now I want to cover some of the apps that are available. First of all, if you have a watch, there's an app on there called the Activity app. Okay. The Activity app on your watch or on my watch basically tracks three things. And it tracks them continuously. You don't have to open an app or anything, they're just there. In terms of 3 rings, it records the information. And it's called the Fitness app, and it's on my phone, it's here. That doesn't record anything, that just gets the information from my watch. And there are 3 rings there, right? The red ring, and you set the target for each one. You set the target of how much movement you should have, right? How many minutes? How many minutes you're exercising. Exercising is where your heart rate gets higher than just walking around. And it also tracks how much you're standing. And it can be set up so that it'll remind you to stand up every hour, for example. You know, I'm teaching classes in classrooms, and some of the students all of a sudden stand up. They're not bored or they don't want to leave the class. Their app or their watch just says, stand up. You've been sitting too long. Start moving around. So that's a cool feature, but it's only really available if you have an Apple Watch.
What was the blue ring?
Which color?
I think it was aqua.
Exercise. The
No,
light
it's
green.
stand. It's
If
stand.
you're on the treadmill, for example, Ann, it will record it as an exercise.
Okay, but the blue is stand.
Right.
The exercise is yellow.
If that's what you see. Let me pull up the colors here. There's the move. That one's red, obviously. What color would you call that?
Yellow is the middle one, and aqua or blue is the bottom one.
I don't know about that. Okay. And you can set targets for your daily amount, and it records it through the day. And everyone around, once in a while, sends out a reminder, says you can still do it. You can still complete that ring. The objective is to fill in the ring every day. This is what it looks like on a monthly basis. You can't see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Right? The objective is to fill in these rings daily. So you say that's aqua, Ann?
I'm sorry,
Lovely. See,
Bill,
It
Bill, the
says
red
red,
one is,
green, and it says red, green, and blue as far as Apple's concerned.
right, blue is the same as aqua. They make it all the same.
Okay. I'm gonna go to, here's some of the things your watch can do for you. Right? It can do your ECG, your blood oxygen level, can record your heart rate, and that does it automatically. It also has a fall and cache. No, it should be crash. Crash detection. And it is able to tell the difference. If you fall, it comes up and says, hey, you've fallen. Do you want me to contact an EMT or 911? Crash is a little different. If it detects a significant fall, which would be a crash, it says, I'm going to call 911 in 30 seconds if you don't touch a screen or stop me. And when it calls 911, it sends your location. So if you're in a crash and are not able to speak or are knocked out, it tells the EMTs 911 where you are.
Without you doing anything, if you're unconscious?
Without your doing anything.
Wow.
By the way, if any of you don't have a watch and you're planning on getting one, and you would like to be able to make a phone call with your watch exclusively, you need to get the cellular feature. Because then you can call 911 from your watch without having your phone nearby. Many people want the watch for the fall detection so they can fall and they can touch a button on their phone and it will call 911. And they did not get the cellular feature, and it only works in that case if you have your phone nearby.
Bill, when is the next version of the watch coming out?
Probably at Christmas time.
Okay.
That's when they usually do one.
So for those of us who didn't know enough to buy the cellular fixture, it's not something you can put in, right? You just have to buy the next watch.
You're getting good, my lady. You're getting good. You're exactly right.
I think everything I bought I should have done something or other else, but I didn't know. But maybe the next time I buy something, thanks to classes like this.
Well, that's why I mentioned it.
Thank you.
I have a question. I have a question.
ahead.
I noticed when you were showing us the different things, you recorded your activity all through the night. If you take your watch off at night, when do you charge it?
No, I don't take it off at night. It's on my nightstand. So I'm not sure how that one works. I have not used it with any. The only thing that I could tell you is I've got my phone. I don't know if it's my watch or my phone.
Well, it showed that your watch was on.
I've got my watch set up to remind me it's time for bed. And I said I have a sleep cycle starting at, let's say, midnight and then the alarm set to go off at 8 in the morning. Okay.
Okay, well, when do you charge your watch?
No. That's what my watch says, right? Whether or not I have it on my wrist. I don't wear my watch at night. So I'm not sure what it's recording, but I do have a bunch of apps I can talk about for sleep. But anyway,
Bill?
Yes, go ahead.
I wear my watch at night and generally, maybe a couple of hours before bedtime, I'll put it on charge. It doesn't take that long. And then
Yeah,
when I
that's a
get up
good
in the-
idea.
And then
Yep.
when I get up in the morning, I will again put it on charge. So
Yep.
it works, tells me all kinds of things about my sleep, and I wonder how accurate it is.
Well, that's, if you're wearing it, it's pretty good because it's measuring how much you're thrashing around, et cetera, I'm sure.
It tells me sometimes I'm sleeping 6 hours and I'm actually in bed for like 8 or 9, so I don't
Or
know.
10. Yeah, yeah, I know.
That does work. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, the watch is able to do your ECG, your blood oxygen level, check your heart rate, does crash detection. And then there are other medical applications for older adults. For example, Map My Walk is a really nice application. I like that one, right? There's one called Yoga Studio. And it has all kinds of levels of yoga. There's something called Silver Sneakers, C25K, Johnson & Johnson's 7-minute workout, Tai
Wow.
Chi, Map My Fitness. Just a little bit about each. There's Map My Walk. That's what it looks like. And it actually maps it, right? Yoga Studio, all different levels of yoga, 100 ready-made yoga videos for all different levels. Now they say free, but I'm not sure. That changes over time. It could be free for the first 30 days or something. Okay. Finally, a fitness app designed for us in mind. Silver Sneakers Go offers 4 to 12 weeks strength, walking, and flexibility and mobility programs that can be tailored to your fitness level, right?
Well, I think the Silver Sneakers depends upon if your insurance covers Silver Sneakers. Your insurance covers different kinds of exercise in a gym or gym fees, and Silver Sneakers is one of them. So that
Okay,
may
super.
have a
C25K, most of us are not going to do a 5K race. 7-minute workout. It's a nice workout. You can set it up for the level of capability you think you have. Lots of different exercises in it. Looks like this one. Tai Chi, I think that's the best exercise for seniors. It's a nice, flexible, and range of motion exercise. And if you haven't done it, give it a try. And again, it says free, but it's probably free for the first couple of days. There's MyFitnessPal does a lot of different things, right? 350 exercises. Oh, it even gives you some dietary information. Other applications for your health, one of them might be GoodRx. Oh, let me go down here. There's GoodRx, right? If any of you have not used it, I recommend doing it. I've heard lots of stories about people saving hundreds of dollars using GoodRx. And it's an app which tells you, you put in the medication you're taking, and it tells you where it's available for what prices.
Oh,
And usually you can walk into Publix and say, here's what it gives me on GoodRx, and that's the price they'll give you, even though theirs is 2 or 3 times more. Okay, and it's free. So they were looking for this drug They were in Santa Monica, California, and here's the different prices they got, everywhere from $4.65 to at least $15, if more, not more. Mark Cuban has a website you can go to called Cost Plus Drugs. This is the guy from Shark Tank, Mark Cuban. And from what I understand, it's a really good site. You get it, you tell it what drug you want, and they send it to you at a very reasonable price.
Mm.
Here's a cool one. It's called Snore Lab. I went to the doctor and said, Doc, my wife's complaining about my snoring. What can I do about it? He said, what's it sound like? I said, I have no idea. So what I did was I found this app. It records the sound, records your snoring overnight. You can get up in the morning and you can play it back. And I said, it wasn't me, Pat, it was you. No, that's not true. There's one called WebMD, right? One health app you can need to check symptoms. So if you have some symptoms, you can have it help diagnose what's wrong.
That's good and bad.
Pardon me?
I say that could be good and it could also be bad.
That's correct.
Mm.
Get daily allergy alerts like air quality.
Yeah.
Learn about conditions and drugs, research treatments and diagnostics. Diagnosis, find doctors and specialists in your area and save on prescriptions as well. So that's a
Bill,
pretty thorough app, yes.
I saw a sign in my doctor's office that says, don't confuse my medical degree with your web Googling.
They won't be saying that for long with the advent of AI. AI is getting pretty good. But anyway, he's right, you know.
With your web search, yeah.
Yeah. Headspace is an app for meditation. And that's it for today, folks. Just a
Wow.
minute, just a minute. Wait a minute.
Could you go back to the page that listed it, the first page that you listed everything? I wanted to make a screenshot. I know you're sending this, but
All the apps you mean? Yes,
Yes.
that's what I'm doing.
page
This one?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
You had more than this though, right?
No, that's all the ones I covered.
Oh, okay. Somehow I thought there were more. All right, well, you'll be sending us to this anyway, right?
Yes, I'll send you the whole presentation.
Wonderful, thank
Well,
you.
then there's Good RX here. It's this list too.
Ah, okay. There we go. Thank you.
When my grandson Billy and I entered a vacation cabin, we kept the lights off until we were inside to keep from attracting pesky insects. Still, a few fireflies followed us in. Noticing them before I did, my grandson Billy whispered, "It's no use, Grandpa. Now the mosquitoes come to us with flashlights." That's just a nice one. Gotta make sure I don't. All right, folks. Oh, I'm changing the agenda for next week. We've done reminders already, and that's what's in the calendar. What I'm going to be covering is tips and tricks for the iPhone and the iPad. We'll probably spend about half the time on the iPhone and half the time on the iPad. And the following week, we start all over again with, if you're a beginner or an experienced person, we start with the basics.
Excellent.
Just like the basics, I covered some of them today. Like how you find an application, what are the buttons for, etc. So if you know somebody who could use some help on their iPhone or iPad, get them to join the club and come to the class. It's about 18 weeks of classes that I've scheduled out. All right, everybody?
Bill, for next week, can we talk just briefly about privacy of our health data? I just looked up your Snore app and there's quite a lot of information they may share that I don't want them to share. So could we just talk about that next week?
Sure. And does it say it forces you to share it or you
No,
can share it?
It may be collected and linked to your identity. And when I see something like that, I don't really want to go further.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
And I didn't check that out on that one. Most
Well,
of the time.
there's another one too that has 5 stars, so maybe I'll just need to do some research.
Okay.
Bill, obviously, since I'm a member and I don't live in Sarasota, anybody can join?
Yes.
Good.
You can be, let's see if they're here today. Yeah, Cheryl and Ralph are in Dallas, Texas,
Okay.
for example.
I often do lists for other people of places that are very helpful, and I will add you and the Saratoga and make sure that I
Okay.
correct information. Thank you.
Any other questions, folks?
Thanks a lot today.
From last week,
Go.
we were talking about things to do with your phone, and I now have on the bottom of my phone, when I get the screen up, the word personal, and I had no idea what that means. I don't remember putting it in there and what it means. Was there some way of letting you know either to turn on your phone or turn off your phone?
I'm not sure where you are and when you're getting that message. What do you mean?
When I open my home page on my phone,
When you first turn it on? When I
first turn it on, between the camera and the flashlight, I have the word personal. And I remember putting it in there, and I'm thinking that it's to tell me to turn my phone on when I come home. Could that be true? Because we talked about that last week. I think it was last week or week before last, whichever, about how to remember when to turn your phone on when it's been off for a long while.
Are you
No.
talking about turning it on or turning the notification, the
Yeah, I have a notification on the phone anytime I turn it on, anytime I open it up. It hasn't been off, and it went off on its own, and I haven't turned it off, but at the very bottom it says personal, and I'm thinking that what it is telling me is that when I come home, I am supposed to turn my phone on. A lot of times when I'm away from home, I have it off because I'm in a facility or such as church service.
Personal at the bottom.
Yes.
Could you turn your phone around and let me see that?
Can you see it?
I do.
Bill, I think that's the focus group. You can your focus can be at work or personal, or a couple of other things.
It is?
I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, if you pull down the control panel put your finger on the top and pull down from the right, you get the control panel that Bill had. And then about in the middle on the left side, it says focus. And that's where you would set it.
Personal. Personal.
Yeah,
Wow.
mine.
That's it. Yeah. And what does it do for us, Bill?
I don't use it. I don't know.
I tap that.
I know we were talking about the fact of being able to have you turn your phone back on when it's been off for a while. Some of us
I don't think
have
so. I think what it is you can have settings that you want to have on your phone when you're working, and then you have settings when you want to do other things at home. So work is one category, and then personal is the other category.
Okay.
They're all part of the do not disturb application.
Okay, I'll check there.
Okay, so if you go to settings and you tap focus,
Wait a
and
minute,
there
I
it
can't
says
get the
personal.
settings.
And I have my personal on, so I wonder what that is. Right?
Okay, I'm on the settings, and where did you say to go from that? There's a couple of steps
Focus.
behind.
I want you to go to
Focus.
focus.
Okay, and I have personal on.
So do I.
I also have do not, the other things on there are do not disturb, First Church, where I would have it off, and then personal and on,
Okay,
and then
and
sleep
this is
and
where
work.
you would go to set up particular things so you can focus better. So you would be, the
Okay, it
idea
says
here is to
I
turn,
hit personal. It says silence notification. Reduce
stop a minute,
interruptions by
stop,
choosing.
stop a minute.
Yep.
Leah. The idea here is to do things to prevent you from being bothered. And you
Oh.
would set up the parameter of those things by going to, for example, I have a personal mode and it's turned on. And I could say only certain people can contact me.
Okay.
Okay. Choose the lock screen or home screen page to turn on to help limit distractions. Right? So there's a bunch of things there that you can set up to be happening when your personal is on. I'm
I
going to turn
think
mine off.
that's, I'm, by looking at this, I think I'm seeing what it is, and I'm gonna check it on tomorrow when I go to
Okay.
church and see if I have the word personal on there or only when I come home. Because that's what it says, home while at this location, it should be on. But you all helped me figure out what it was.
Now I'm trying to figure out how to turn off personal.
Yes.
Delete
Go to
focus.
settings, go to focus, and you can turn it off.
Mhm.
I turned it off. All right. Yeah, maybe we should do a class on focus.
Yes,
That's an interesting one. I think we all
Oh.
need to do a little research on it first, though.
yes.
Bill, maybe you could do a class on sometime on what is this and go through just a list of things and tell us what they are and what they do.
What is this?
Yeah.
Can you give me an example? What you mean?
Well, focus was a good example. What is focus? Just when you go down all of the places on your phone, what are they?
On the settings, Bill.
Yeah, on the settings.
Yes.
Wow.
Some of them are self-explanatory, but some of them, you don't know.
Yeah. Especially the first groups, right? Everything
Like,
down to.
what does this button do?
Yes.
Well, that's a different subject. That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
In the basics class, we do talk about settings.
Mhm.
And so I would be going through some of those.
Maybe we'll get to it then.
Okay. And if I don't, be sure to ask a question when I'm doing that. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
So everybody should feel more secure now because now you have the capability of emergency contacts. Okay?
Bill, when I was specific, the settings things, I was thinking when you go into general and you get things like AirDrop and AirPlay and handoff and CarPlay and all that stuff that I have no idea what they are.
Well, we have to do that in little drips at a time because if I dump it all.
Nope.
All right. Patricia said to us that the cellular, the Apple Watch with Wi-Fi does work if you're on a Wi-Fi network.
That's what she.
And you have the capability of being on a Wi-Fi network with your watch.
What is a Wi-Fi network?
Wi-Fi network is the one you have in your home or your association. It's the one that allows you access to the internet.
So if I walked into a Starbucks, does that mean there's a Wi-Fi network in there?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
Wi-Fi network in every Starbucks.
Oh, there are. Okay, something I would not use in Starbucks.
Right here
Oh.
is the Wi-Fi network you're on in settings and Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
So Bill, does that mean that if you get a phone that does not have the cellular capabilities, you're able to use the phone from your home if you have Wi-Fi at home? I mean, you're able to use your watch to make a phone call from home if you have Wi-Fi?
I'll have to try that. I'll turn off cellular and see if I can make a call.
Okay.
I have to turn off my phone as well, but yeah, I will try that. Not right now, but I'll try it for next time.
Mm.
I know what you're saying. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Thank
all
you.
right.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks,
See you
Bill.
next week.
Yes.
Whew. Have a good week, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.